President Inho Jiang stood on the observation deck of New Seoul, 8 kilometers beneath the Pacific Ocean. Through the massive clear walls, he could see the underwater city stretching to the horizon. Gardens floated in the water, connected by tubes filled with air that people could breathe. Fish swam between the buildings like flying birds in an alien sky. Above them, far above, Earth's surface still looked dead to anyone watching from space. But down here, humanity was alive and strong. "Mr. President," his helper said, "Ambassador Choi is ready to begin the final round of talks." Jiang nodded and walked to the communication center. On the screen, Ambassador Soo-jin Choi was sitting at a large table surrounded by alien representatives. Some looked nervous. Others looked angry. All of them looked defeated. "Report, Ambassador," Jiang said. "Sir, we have reached agreements with 6 of the 7 alien species. The Voltani, Jorth, Kalani, Mizari, Thek, and Vorlak have all accepted our terms. They will give back all human worlds, pay for the damages they caused, and accept human oversight of their military forces for 50 years. And the Kreks?" Soo-jin's face became hard. "They refuse to surrender. Supreme Commander Vorthak says that agreeing to human terms would dishonor their ancestors. They are gathering their remaining fleets for a final battle." President Jiang sighed. The Kreks had always been the most warlike species in the alien alliance. They valued strength and honor above survival and common sense. In a way, he respected them for it. In another way, they were fools. How many ships do they have left? About 12,000. They are calling in every Kreks vessel from across the galaxy. They plan to make their last stand at their homeworld. And our forces? General Kyung-min-oh has 15,000 ships ready for the final assault. But sir, he believes the Kreks will fight to the death. There may be no survivors. Jiang closed his eyes for a moment. For 500,000 years, humanity had planned this return. They had imagined many scenarios, but they had always hoped to avoid complete genocide. Even against enemies as stubborn as the Kreks, tell General O to offer them one final chance to surrender. If they refuse, he has permission to end this war. The final battle of the human-alien war began 3 days later in the Kreks home system. General O's forces came out of hyperspace to find the Kreks fleet, waiting in perfect formation around their home world. Every ship was painted in traditional war colors. Every crew was ready to die for honor. "This is General O of the Human Defense Force," he broadcast to the Kreks fleet. "This is your final opportunity to surrender. Put down your weapons and we will guarantee the safety of your civilian population." The response came from Supreme Commander Vorthak himself. "We are Kreks. We do not surrender to inferior species. We do not bow to those we have conquered before. Come and face us in honest battle if you dare." General O looked around his command bridge. His officers were young, born from the artificial growth chambers, but their programmed memories included thousands of years of human military history. They knew what happened when pride mattered more than survival. "All ships," he ordered, "begin final assault. Target military vessels only. Avoid civilian casualties." The battle lasted 6 hours. Human ships moved like ghosts through the Kreks formations, appearing and disappearing at will. Kreks vessels fought with desperate courage, but courage could not overcome technology. One by one, the proud Kreks battleships went dark and drifted silent in space. Supreme Commander Vorthak's flagship was the last to fall. Even when his weapons failed, even when his shields collapsed, even when his engines died, he continued broadcasting defiance to the human fleet. "You may kill us," his final message said, "but you cannot break us. The Kreks die as we lived, with honor intact." Then his ship exploded in a brilliant flash of light. He had triggered the self-destruct rather than be captured. General O stood silent for a long moment, watching the debris drift in space. The Kreks had been enemies, conquerors, oppressors, but they had died bravely. That meant something. "Sir," his communications officer said quietly, "the planet is asking for surrender terms. The civilian government wants to negotiate. Accept their surrender. Begin humanitarian aid operations immediately. The Kreks military may be gone, but their people deserve to live." News of the Kreks' defeat spread across the galaxy within hours. The last holdout against human return had fallen. Species that had been hiding their surrender negotiations suddenly announced their agreements publicly. Worlds that had been preparing for war began broadcasting peace messages. The galactic order that had existed for 500,000 years was over. Back on Earth, President Jiang prepared for humanity's return to the surface. The atmospheric processors had been working in secret for decades. cleaning the air and water while maintaining the illusion of a dead planet. Holographic projectors that had hidden thriving forests and cities for centuries were finally shutting down. "Begin the final phase," he announced to his cabinet. "Bring Earth back to life." Around the world, the great deception ended. Holographic clouds of poison gas faded away, revealing clear blue skies. Fake radiation readings stopped transmitting, allowing orbital sensors to detect the real atmosphere below. Camouflage cities began extending towers above ground for the first time in 500,000 years. The effect was spectacular. To anyone watching from space, Earth seemed to come alive in a matter of days. Green forests appeared where there had been brown wasteland. Blue oceans replaced toxic red seas. White clouds formed where there had been only gray smog. Alien ships throughout the galaxy received the same transmission. It showed Earth as it really was: beautiful, healthy, teeming with life. 8 billion humans living in harmony with nature, using technology that enhanced the environment instead of destroying it. "People of the galaxy," President Zhang's voice accompanied the images. "This is Earth as it has always been during our supposed extinction. We never died. We never fled. We have been here all along, waiting for the right moment to return to the stars." The message continued with footage of human cities, human technology, human achievements during their long isolation. Art, music, literature, science. All the things that made humanity more than just another species with advanced weapons. "We do not seek conquest," Zhang explained. "We do not want revenge beyond what justice requires. We want peace, cooperation, and mutual respect. The galaxy is large enough for all of us to thrive." But the message ended with a warning. Images of human fleets, human weapons, human military might. However, we will never again allow any species to threaten human existence. We have learned from our history. We are prepared for our future. Over the following months, the galaxy slowly reorganized itself around the reality of human return. Some species welcomed humanity back eagerly, hoping to benefit from advanced human technology. Others remained suspicious, afraid that humans would become the same kind of oppressive empire that the alien alliance had been. Ambassador Choi spent her time traveling from world to world, negotiating treaties and trade agreements. The message she carried was simple. Humanity wanted to be part of galactic civilization, not its ruler. "We have seen what happens when one species tries to control all the others," she told the assembled representatives. On the neutral world of Kepler 442b, the alien alliance lasted 500,000 years, but it was built on fear and oppression. "We want to build something better. And if we refuse your offers," asked the representative from the Thek Confederation, "then you refuse them. We will not force anyone to work with us, but we will also not allow anyone to work against us. The choice is yours." Most species chose cooperation. Human technology was simply too valuable to ignore. Human medicine could cure diseases that had plagued alien populations for millennia. Human agriculture could feed worlds that had been starving. Human engineering could build ships and cities that surpassed anything the galaxy had ever seen. In return, humans learned from their galactic neighbors. Alien art inspired new forms of human creativity. Alien philosophy challenged human assumptions about consciousness and meaning. Alien history provided lessons about the rise and fall of civilizations. The galaxy became more diverse, more creative, more alive than it had been under alien alliance rule. A year after the war ended, President Yang stood once again on the observation deck beneath the Pacific. But this time he was not looking down at the underwater city. He was looking up at the surface where sunlight filtered down through clean water and healthy coral reefs. "Sir," his aide announced, "the first permanent alien embassy has been established in Surface New Sol. The Voltani ambassador has requested a meeting." "Good," Zhang replied. "What does she want to discuss?" "Joint exploration missions to galaxies beyond our own. She believes that human and Voltani technology together could build ships capable of intergalactic travel." President Zhang smiled. For 500,000 years, humanity had been content to hide in one small corner of one small galaxy, planning their return. Now they were being invited to explore the entire universe. "Set up the meeting," he said. "It is time to see what else is out there." Earth had risen again. Humanity had reclaimed its place among the stars, and the adventure was just beginning. General Wu Jin Nam looked at the star map floating above his command table. Red dots showed where the aliens had bases. Blue dots showed where human strike teams were hiding. The first attacks had to be perfect. They had to look like accidents or pirate raids. The aliens could not know that humanity had returned. "We have picked our targets," his helper told him. 17 small mining stations, 8 supply storage places, and 3 communication towers, all far away from big alien cities. Good. These attacks must look random. The aliens must not see any pattern. Pilot Yunjiko stood next to the floating map, studying the target information. Her fighter group was ready for the first strike mission. "General, what should we do with survivors?" "Capture them if you can. Kill them only if you have to. But make sure no one escapes to tell others what they saw." "I understand, sir." The first human attack in 500,000 years started 3 days later. Yunji led 12 fighters toward a mining station in the Proxima system. Her ships were small, dark, and almost invisible to alien sensors. They moved like shadows between the stars. The mining station was typical alien construction. Big, ugly, wasteful. Hundreds of alien workers crawled over asteroid surfaces, digging out valuable rocks and metals. They felt safe because this was deep in alien space. No enemy had ever attacked here before. "Ghost leader to all fighters," Yunji spoke into her radio. "Remember, we are pirates, not human military. Make it look messy and unplanned." "Got it, Ghost leader." The attack lasted only 12 minutes. Human fighters swept through the mining area like hunting cats. Their weapons disabled alien ships without destroying them completely. They targeted life support systems and communications, not weapons or engines. To the aliens, it looked like pirates who wanted to steal cargo, not military forces trying to kill everyone. When it was over, the mining station was broken, but not destroyed. Most of the alien workers were alive but trapped in their shelters. The station's computers had been wiped clean, and all the valuable ore had been stolen by ships that disappeared into space like ghosts. "Ghost leader to command," Yunji reported. "Target stopped. No human losses. We took 3 alien prisoners and a full cargo of processed metals. Excellent work. Come back to base." Similar attacks happened across alien space over the next month. Always small targets. Always made to look like pirate raids or equipment failures. Never anything that would suggest a planned military campaign. Diplomat Shungho Bai watched alien communications from a hidden base in the asteroid belt. His job was to see how the alien leaders reacted to the attacks. What he heard made him smile. "General," he reported to Nam, "the alien leaders are fighting with each other. The Kreks think the Voltani are lying about their security systems breaking down. The Voltani think the Jorth are selling weapons to pirates. The Jorth think everyone is trying to steal their technology." "Perfect. How badly are they fighting?" 3 species have already accused each other of staging fake attacks to gain political advantage. The Kreks ambassador called the Voltani ambassador a coward and a liar. The Voltani responded by taking away their technical support for Kreks military systems. Nam nodded. This was exactly what the human planners had hoped for. The alien alliance was strong when united, but weak when divided. The mysterious attacks were making them suspicious of each other. "What about their response to the actual raids?" Nam asked, confused and slow. "They are sending patrol ships to investigate, but the patrols always arrive too late. They are posting guards at some facilities, but they cannot guard everything. Most importantly, they still think they are dealing with pirates or rebels, not a returning enemy." The second wave of attacks began 6 weeks later. This time, human forces struck bigger targets. Supply convoys traveling between star systems, communication stations that linked alien worlds, research facilities working on new weapons. These attacks were more obviously military in nature. Human ships used advanced tactics that no pirate gang could manage. They struck from multiple directions at once. They used electronic warfare to blind alien sensors. They disappeared before help could arrive. Captain Yunwoo Lee commanded a group of ghost ships that attacked a major alien supply convoy near the Vega system. 27 alien cargo ships carrying weapons and supplies to forward military bases. The convoy was protected by 8 warships. "All ships, this is Captain Lee, begin electronic jamming. Stop their communications first." Human ships appeared from empty space around the convoy. Their jamming systems were so advanced that the aliens suddenly found themselves deaf and blind. Their sensors showed nothing. Their radios produced only static noise. Attack pattern Delta. Take out their guard ships first. The battle was not really a battle. It was a demonstration of how much human technology had improved during their long hiding. Alien weapons could not lock onto human ships. Alien shields could not stop human weapons. In 15 minutes, all 8 guard ships were disabled and floating helpless in space. "Cargo ships are trying to run," reported one of Lee's pilots. "Let them go. We only came for the military supplies." The human ships loaded their cargo holds with alien weapons and technology, then vanished back into empty space. The surviving aliens were left with empty cargo ships and a story that no one would believe. News of these larger attacks reached the highest levels of alien command. Seung-ho intercepted their emergency communications with growing satisfaction. "General," he reported, "they are starting to panic. The alien leaders are demanding answers from their military commanders. But their commanders have no answers to give. What are they saying about the attackers? They know it is not pirates anymore. The tactics are too advanced, the technology too good. Some of them are beginning to suspect the truth." "Which ones?" "The Voltani. They are the smartest species in the Alliance. Their scientists are studying the weapon signatures from our attacks. They are starting to realize that the technology is similar to old human designs, but much more advanced." General Nam felt excitement in his chest. Good. Fear will make them make mistakes. The third wave of attacks targeted military bases directly. Human commandos landed on alien worlds under cover of darkness. They destroyed weapons factories, sabotaged supply depots, and kidnapped key personnel for questioning. These ground operations showed another human advantage that the aliens had forgotten. Humans were persistence hunters. They could track their prey across any terrain, in any environment. They could survive on worlds that other species found impossible to live on. The aliens are afraid to leave their bases at night now, reported Colonel Eugene Park, after a successful raid on an ammunition factory. "They think we are demons that come out of the darkness." "Let them think that," General Nam replied. "Fear is a weapon too. By the end of 3 months, the alien alliance was in chaos. 2 species had pulled their fleets from joint operations, claiming they needed to protect their own worlds. 3 others were demanding emergency meetings to discuss the security crisis. The remaining 2 were building up their militaries as fast as possible. "Sir," Seung-ho reported, "I have intercepted communications about their celebration plans. Several alien leaders want to cancel the ceremony at Alpha Centauri. They are afraid it will be attacked. And the others? They insist the ceremony must go on. They say canceling would show weakness to their own people. They are bringing even more ships for protection." General Nam smiled grimly. "How many ships total?" 75,000. Nearly half their total fleet strength. Perfect. When they gather at Alpha Centauri to celebrate our death, we will give them a surprise they will never forget." The pieces were falling into place exactly as the human planners had hoped. The aliens were scared, divided, and making emotional decisions instead of smart ones. They were bringing their largest fleet to one location, where human forces would have every advantage. Soon, the galaxy would learn that humanity's greatest weapon was not their technology or their tactics. It was their patience. They had waited 500,000 years for this moment. They had planned every detail, thought about every response. The aliens thought they were celebrating a victory. Instead, they were walking into the most perfect trap in galactic history. Admiral Ji-hee-yoon floated in the air inside the moon base. There was no gravity here, so she had to hold on to metal bars to move around. The base had been hidden under the moon's surface for a very long time. Now it was awake, just like all the other secret bases around the solar system. She looked out the window at Earth. From here, the planet looked exactly like the aliens expected. Dead, dirty, empty. It was perfect. "Admiral," said a voice behind her. Engineer Dong-Soo Choi was holding onto a rail with one hand. His face looked excited. "The ship factories are ready." "All of them." Ji-hee turned around. "How many ships do we have?" 2,000 ships just in our solar system. 3,000 more hidden in 40 other star systems. They are hiding in asteroid fields, parked inside dead moons, buried under the ice on cold planets. Ji-hee nodded. The numbers were good, but numbers were not everything. The aliens had many more ships than humans did. What mattered was that the aliens did not know human ships still existed. "What do we know about where the aliens are going?" she asked. Intelligence Officer Mina Shin appeared on a screen on the wall. She was calling from a base near Jupiter. "Admiral, I have good news and strange news. Tell me both." The good news is that the aliens are soft just like we hoped. 500,000 years of easy wins have made them lazy. They use the same attack plans their great-great-grandparents used. They have not learned any new ways to fight. What is the strange news? Mina smiled. The alien alliance is not as strong as they pretend. The 7 species hate each other. They only work together because they are scared of finding another species like humans used to be. Jihi laughed. They should be scared. What weak points did you find? The Kreks are the best fighters, but they get angry easily and make stupid choices when someone insults them. The Voltani are the smartest, but they think too much about everything and move very slowly. The Jorth have the best technology, but they never share it with the other species. Each species is good at some things, but bad at others. And they have never fought an enemy that knew about their weak points, Jihai said. Exactly. They always win by having more ships than their enemies. They have never needed to be clever. Engineer Choi made a picture appear in the air that showed human ship designs. Admiral, look at this. Our technology grew in a different way than alien technology. Their sensors cannot see our ships properly. Their weapons cannot lock onto our ships. To them, we are like ghosts. Jihai studied the ship designs. Human ships looked smooth and curved like sea animals. Alien ships were all straight lines and sharp corners. The two types of technology were so different that alien computers could not understand human ships. It gets better, Choi said. We found old alien ships from battles 500,000 years ago. We studied their technology and learned all their secrets. But they think our technology was destroyed when Earth supposedly died. They have no idea what our new ships can do. Mina appeared on the screen again. Admiral, I am getting reports from our secret agents. Humans who live on alien worlds and pretend to be other species. They say the aliens are planning something big. What kind of big? A party? They want to celebrate the 500,000th anniversary of humanity being extinct. They plan to visit all the old human worlds and build monuments to show how they won. Jihai felt her teeth grind together. Monuments to celebrate killing us? Yes. They plan to bring their most important leaders, their best ships, their most valuable treasures. They want to celebrate how they got rid of the most dangerous species in the galaxy. Perfect, Jihai said quietly. When will this happen? 6 months from now. They will meet at Alpha Centauri first, then come to Earth. Jihai looked out the window again at the blue and brown planet below. Earth looked dead, but under the fake pollution and artificial storms, 8 billion humans were waiting. The cities were hidden under special camouflage that made them invisible from space. The oceans were full of life. The forests were green and healthy under fake images that made them look brown and dead. Choi, how fast can we move our fleets to where we need them? The ghost ships can go anywhere in the galaxy in 2 months. Alien sensors will never see them when they travel. Good. Mina, I want to know everything about every alien leader who will come to this party, what they are afraid of, who they do not like, what they have done wrong. I am already working on it, Admiral. Jihai pushed herself away from the window and floated toward the command desk. Begin the second part of the plan. I want spy teams to visit every old human world. Make maps of the alien mining operations. Find their weak spots, but do not attack them yet. What about the humans who are already living in alien space? Mina asked. Tell them to stay hidden for now, but make sure they are ready to act when we tell them to. Over the next month, ghost ships moved through the galaxy like whispers in the dark. Human pilots who had been trained from birth for this mission slipped past alien guards without being seen. They took pictures of mining operations on old human worlds. They studied how alien fleets moved. They found supply lines and communication networks. What they found made Jihai very angry. The aliens had not just taken human worlds. They had tried to erase all human history. Old human cities were buried under alien buildings. Human art had been destroyed or stolen. Even the names of human planets had been changed to alien names. They did not just try to kill us, she told her staff during a meeting. They tried to make us disappear completely. But they failed, said Captain Hyunwoo Lee over the communication link. He was on a ghost ship near the Vega system. I am looking at what used to be New Seoul. The aliens built a mining station where the city used to be. But I can still see the foundation stones of the old human buildings. They could not erase everything. No, Jihai agreed. They could not. And soon they will learn that you cannot kill an idea. You cannot destroy a species that refuses to die. The spy mission showed something else important. The aliens had become wasteful and slow. They used big ships to do jobs that small ships could do better. They relied on having more ships instead of being smart. Their communication systems were slow and easy to predict. They fight like they have all the time in the world, reported pilot Yunjiko. Because they think they do, no one has fought them for hundreds of thousands of years. That is about to change, Jihai said. As the weeks went by, more humans woke up from the growth machines. Scientists, engineers, soldiers, pilots, all of them trained from birth with artificial memories and skills. All of them ready to take back what was stolen from humanity. The Ghost Fleet grew bigger and better organized. Supply bases came online throughout the galaxy. Hidden factories began making new weapons designed to exploit alien weak points. Admiral, Mina reported one day, I can confirm it. The alien celebration will begin at Alpha Centauri in exactly 4 months. 7 alien leaders will be there. 50,000 ships will come. 50,000, Jihai repeated. Against our 5,000, yes ma'am. But our 5,000 are invisible to their sensors, and their 50,000 will all be in one place celebrating a victory that never really happened. Jihai smiled. Then let us give them a celebration they will never forget. The deep ocean was dark and cold. Far below the waves where no sunlight could reach, ancient machines began to wake up. Red lights blinked in the darkness. Computer screens turned on for the first time in 500,000 years. The alarm that had been silent for so long finally started to ring. Commander Taeho Kim felt the warm liquid around his body drain away. The glass tank that had been his home for 200 years opened with a soft sound. Cold air touched his skin as he stepped out onto the metal floor. His legs felt weak, but his body was strong. The machines had kept him healthy while he slept. He looked around the small room. Everything was white and clean. Clothes waited for him on a nearby table, a military uniform that fit him perfectly. As he put on the clothes, strange memories began to fill his mind. Not his own memories, but memories that had been put there by the machines. He remembered being chosen for something called Project Phoenix. He remembered the day Earth was supposed to die. But he also knew something else now. Something important. Earth had never died. The humans had pretended to be dead. A voice came from speakers in the walls. It was calm and clear. Welcome, Commander Kim. You have been sleeping for 200 years. Please go to the command center. Taeho walked through empty halls. The lights turned on as he moved. Doors opened for him without being touched. The base was old, but it still worked perfectly. Everything had been waiting for this moment. The command center was a large room filled with computers and screens. 2 people were already there. Dr. Sora Park stood looking at a big screen covered with numbers and pictures. She was young like him, but her eyes looked tired. Captain Hyunwoo Lee sat in a chair, studying maps of stars that floated in the air above a table. He looked up when Taeho entered. Commander, Dr. Park said without looking away from her screen, the space sensors are showing us something big. Alien ships are moving. Lots of them. How many ships? Taeho asked. His voice sounded strange. He had not spoken in so long. 3,000, Captain Lee answered. They're going to the Centauri system, the place where humans used to live before we supposedly died out. Taeho walked to a large window. Outside, strange fish swam in the dark water. Their bodies glowed with soft light. Far above them, the surface of Earth looked dead and poisoned. That was exactly how it was supposed to look. Show me our ships, he said. Dr. Park touched her computer. The air above them filled with floating pictures. Ships. Hundreds and hundreds of ships. Some were hidden under the ice on Jupiter's moons. Others floated in the space between planets looking like rocks. More waited behind Saturn's rings. All ships are working, Dr. Park said. The automatic systems have been taking care of them for 500,000 years. They are ready to fight. What about weapons? Taeho asked. Better than anything the aliens have, Captain Lee said with a smile. They think they know about human weapons. But they only know about the old ones. We have been making new weapons while they became lazy. Taeho looked at the floating pictures of the ships. They did not look like the old human ships that the aliens remembered. These ships were built to be fast and hard to see. They could appear and disappear like ghosts. Their weapons could break through alien defenses that had never been tested against real human technology. How many humans are awake? He asked. 5,000 now, Dr. Park said. The growth machines are working all the time. We will have 50,000 people ready to fight in 1 month. All of them trained. All of them ready. What about the other humans? The ones who are not soldiers? Dr. Park smiled for the first time. They are safe. 8 billion humans living under the oceans, under the ice, in deep caves. They have been waiting for this day for a very long time. Tejo felt something strong inside his chest. Was it anger? Pride? Hope? For 500,000 years, humans had pretended to be dead. They had watched from secret places as aliens took over human worlds. The aliens thought they had won. They thought humans were just another dead species like so many others they had destroyed. "Sir," Captain Lee said, "there is more news. We are getting messages from deep space. Other humans who are still alive. Small groups that have been hiding all this time." "How many?" Tejo asked. "Maybe 1 million. They live in space stations, on asteroids, even on alien worlds. Some of them have been pretending to be other species for thousands of years." Tejo nodded. The plan was bigger than he had thought. Humans had not just faked their death on Earth. They had spread across the galaxy, hiding and watching and learning. All this time, the aliens thought they ruled space. They had no idea they were being studied by the species they thought they had killed. "What do we know about alien technology?" he asked Dr. Park. "We know everything about their ships and weapons. We have been watching them for centuries. They are strong, but they are not smart. They fight the same way every time. They have forgotten how to change their plans when things go wrong. And we remember how to change," Tejo said. "Yes, sir. Changing and adapting is what humans do best." Tejo walked back to the window. A group of bright fish swam past. Their light made pretty patterns in the dark water. Earth looked dead from space, but down here life went on. Not just human life. Fish, plants, entire worlds of living things that the aliens never knew existed. "Begin the first part of the plan," he said. "Wake up the other commanders. Start making new ships, and send a message to our people hiding among the aliens. Tell them it is time to come home." "Yes, sir," both officers said. As Dr. Park and Captain Lee began working at their computers, Tejo thought about the aliens. The hegemony had 7 different species. They controlled most of the galaxy. They thought they were safe because humans were dead, but humans were not dead. They had been planning this moment for 500,000 years. Every detail had been thought about. Every weakness in alien defenses had been studied. Every possible thing that could happen had been planned for. The aliens had become soft during their long rule. They won fights by using more ships than their enemies. They had forgotten that sometimes a smaller, smarter force could beat a bigger one. They had forgotten the lessons that humans learned during their long, violent past. Soon, the aliens would remember why humans had once been the most feared species in the galaxy. They would learn that saying a species is dead is dangerous if you cannot prove it completely. The sleeping giants were awake. The ghost ships were ready. Earth's children were coming home, and they were very, very angry. Fleet Admiral Chan-Ho Park stood on the bridge of the human flagship Resurrection. Through the clear windows, he could see the Alpha Centauri system. 3 suns burned in the darkness, surrounded by the largest alien fleet ever put together. 75,000 alien ships hung in space like a metal cloud. They had come to celebrate humanity's death. They had no idea they were about to see humanity's return. "Admiral," said Communications Officer Young-Sik Lee, "we are hearing broadcasts from the alien ceremony. They are making speeches about their great victory over the human threat." "Let me hear it." The voice that came through the speakers was proud and mean. It belonged to Supreme Commander Vorthak of the Kreks, the most powerful species in the Alien Alliance. "Today we celebrate 500,000 years of peace and success. 500,000 years without the human disease spreading through our galaxy. We have proven that civilization can win over barbarism. That order can defeat chaos." Admiral Park felt his hands tighten into fists. "How many human worlds are represented in that fleet?" "All of them, sir. Ships from every human colony they conquered, every human world they took over. Some of those ships are built from metal mined from our own cities. Then it is time they learned the price of stealing from the dead." Dr. Haewon Kim appeared on a screen beside the Admiral's command chair. She was calling from the research ship Darwin, hidden in the shadow of a large asteroid. "Admiral, the biological weapons are ready. Each one designed for a specific alien species. But I think we should use them only if we have no other choice." "I agree, Doctor. We want the aliens to surrender, not to make them extinct. We are better than they are." The human attack began with electronic warfare. Invisible signals reached out from hidden human ships and began infecting alien computer systems. Not with viruses or harmful programs, but with something much more powerful. Truth Young-Sik had spent months preparing this moment. Human agents throughout the galaxy had collected evidence of alien war crimes, corruption, and lies. Now all of that evidence was being uploaded directly into alien communication networks. First transmission sent. Youngsik reported. Every alien ship in the system is now receiving documented proof that their leaders have been lying to them for centuries. What kind of proof? Records showing that the alien leadership has been stealing resources meant for their own people. Evidence that they started wars against peaceful species just to gain territory. Communications proving that they have been secretly experimenting on their own citizens. Admiral Park nodded. Truth was a powerful weapon, but it worked slowly. The real attack would begin with something more dramatic. Ghost Fleet begin Phase 1. Throughout the Alpha Centauri system, human ships began to appear. They had been hiding in asteroid fields, inside gas clouds, even attached to the hulls of alien vessels like invisible parasites. Suddenly, the space around the Celebration fleet was full of human warships. The aliens panicked. 75,000 ships tried to turn and fight at the same time. They crashed into each other, fired on their own allies, and generally created chaos. Their commanders had never trained for this situation because they thought it was impossible. All alien vessels, this is Admiral Park of the Human Earth Fleet. He broadcast on all frequencies. You are trespassing in human space. You have 60 seconds to surrender or leave. The response came quickly from Supreme Commander Vorthak. Impossible. Humans are extinct. You are some kind of trick, some alien species pretending to be human. We are very much alive, Vorthak. We have been watching you for 500,000 years. We know every weakness of your ships, every flaw in your tactics, every secret your leaders have kept from you. To prove his point, Admiral Park ordered a demonstration. A single human destroyer, Indomitable, moved toward a formation of 50 Krex battleships. The aliens opened fire with everything they had. Energy beams and missiles filled space. None of them hit the human ship. Indomitable danced between the alien weapons like a leaf in the wind. Its defensive systems were so advanced that alien targeting computers could not track it properly. When the alien attack ended, the human ship was undamaged. Then Indomitable fired back. A single pulse from its main weapon disabled all 50 Krex battleships at once. Their shields collapsed, their weapons went offline, their engines stopped working. They were not destroyed, just helpless. Impossible, whispered Supreme Commander Vorthak. Your technology is 500,000 years old, Admiral Park replied calmly. Ours is 5 minutes old. We have been improving it constantly while you grew fat and lazy. The alien fleet began to break apart. Some ships tried to run. Others attempted to fight. A few groups actually began fighting each other, as the truth transmissions revealed which species had been betraying the others. The battle that followed was not really a battle. It was a demonstration of human superiority. Human ships moved through the alien fleet like predators through a herd of prey. They disabled ships instead of destroying them, captured alien crews instead of killing them, and generally showed mercy that the aliens had never shown to their enemies. Admiral, reported Captain Yunjiko from her fighter squadron, the Voltani ships are pulling back from the battle. They are broadcasting surrender signals. Accept their surrender. Send escort ships to guide them to the prison area. The Jorth are also asking for terms, came another report. Same response. We want prisoners, not corpses. Within 4 hours, the largest fleet in alien history had been defeated by a force 1/15 its size. 60,000 alien ships were captured or disabled. Only 15,000 managed to escape into hyperspace, and those were being tracked by human scouts. But the real victory was not military. It was psychological. Youngsik's truth broadcasts had reached every corner of alien space. Alien populations were learning that their governments had been lying to them about everything. The great human threat had been a lie. The righteous wars of conquest had been a lie. Even the story of human extinction had been a lie. Sir, Youngsik reported, we are getting communications from all across the galaxy. 4 alien member species have declared independence from the Alliance. 2 others are demanding new leadership. The alien government is collapsing. What about the humans living in alien space? They are revealing themselves. Millions of humans who have been hiding for centuries are coming out of the shadows. Some alien populations are welcoming them. Others are panicking. Admiral Park looked out at the captured alien fleet. Thousands of ships floating helplessly in space, their crews waiting to learn their fate. These were the same species that had hunted humanity to apparent extinction, that had erased human history. that had celebrated human suffering. But they were also just people. Soldiers following orders, civilians caught up in their government's lies, individuals who had never personally harmed a human. "Begin processing the prisoners," he ordered. "Separate the war criminals from the regular military personnel. The criminals will face trial. The others will be treated according to galactic law." "What about their ships, sir?" "Take them. Some can be returned to species that agree to peace treaties. Others will be scrapped. The resources can help rebuild the worlds they destroyed." Dr. Kim appeared on screen again. "Admiral, I am detecting massive troop movements throughout alien space. It looks like some species are preparing for civil wars." "Not our problem, Doctor. We came to reclaim our worlds and ensure our survival. What the aliens do to each other is their choice." But even as he said it, Admiral Park knew that humanity could not simply ignore the chaos they had created. With the alien alliance collapsing, dozens of species would be fighting for control of abandoned territories. Weaker species might be enslaved or exterminated. "Sir," Young Sik interrupted his thoughts, "we are receiving a transmission from Earth. President Zhang wants to speak with you." The screen changed to show President Inho Zhang, calling from the hidden capital city beneath the Pacific Ocean. Behind him, Admiral Park could see the celebration crowds. 8 billion humans cheering the news of their fleet's victory. "Admiral Park," the president said, "congratulations on a perfect operation. You have given humanity back its place in the galaxy." "Thank you, Mr. President, but this is only the beginning. The alien alliance is collapsing. There will be chaos, I know. That is why I am sending Ambassador Sujin Choi to begin peace negotiations with any species willing to talk. We do not want to rule the galaxy, Admiral. We just want to make sure no one tries to exterminate us again." Admiral Park nodded. "What are our orders regarding the other species?" "Help those who ask for help. Ignore those who do not, and make very sure that everyone understands the consequences of threatening humanity." "Understood, sir." As the transmission ended, Admiral Park looked back out at the stars. The Alpha Centauri system was quiet now, except for the soft hum of human ships and the distant chatter of alien surrender negotiations. Humanity had returned to the galaxy. The question now was what kind of galaxy they would help create.